Okay, Mem Zayin Amud Aleph. B'chol Dami lay anything, any shvu in the past tense that would also make him a shakran. Then we said Ayechad Mem Mesachik Bekubya. If one of them was a gambler or Malavid Beribi, so the other guy takes the shvua and takes the money. So the Gemara says Hasu Lamali, it seems to be superfluous. So Tanapsul Deraisa, being a shakran by shvuas hapikodin or shvuas ha'edus, that's your pasul ha'edus mi deraisa, and mesachik bekubya is ktani psul drabona. Those pasul edim mi rabona. What about hayu shneim chashudim? If they were both gamblers, so it says chazva shvuolim koima, and Rav Meir says you divide the money. Amle Rav Nachman heichitnan. What did they really say? Amrle lo yadana. We don't know. Hilchas Samai. What's halacha? Amrle lo yadana. Itmam Rav Yosef Rav Menuyim Rav Nachman Rav Yosef Yomi Yachloiku. That they divide the money. Chein Tani Rav Zir Bar Osher Rav Yosef Yomi Yachloiku. Iked Yami Tani Rav Zir Amar Rav Osher Rav Yosef Yomi Yachloiku. Amar Rav Yosef Bar Menuyim Ovid Rav Nachman Uvda Shiachloiku. So in those cases, nobody takes a shavua. They divide the money that's in dispute. Shaninu. Chazra shvulim koima. Now where does it go? Hechan chazra. What does it mean min koima? Aravami Rabbi Senish Bavel Amr Chazra shvul is Sinai. Means we were mashbiyat at our Sinai to be makayim the mitzvahs. And therefore, the one if someone's really a gazla, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will take care of it. But Beis Din doesn't mix it. It goes to the claimant. Meker Adin, he's supposed to take the shvua. The one who was say, you owe me money. But he's chashud, so he can't take the shvua, so he has to pay. Amrav Papa. Rabbi Tzenish Rabbi Bavel, which is Rabbi Shmuel, and Rabbi Tzenish Rabbi Yisrael is Rav Abba. Rabbi Tzenish Rabbi Bavel is Rabbi Shmuel Bisnan. If somebody comes to the estate of the Yisomim with a star and say you owe us money, and it was the star from their father, they can only collect Ela B'Shvua. You're talking about that the father loaned money to somebody else. So avun shakel below shvua, but the father can collect without a shvua because he has a star. The inu b'shvua, what? And they, which normally Chacham make it easier for Yisomim, whether they're making it harder. Elachi kamer, v'cheina Yisomim and Yisomim. If Yisomim are trying to collect from other Yisomim, lo yifrela b'shvua. And based on that, Rav Shmuel Demet Ravayu, lo yishanu, that when Yisomim have to collect from other Yisomim who borrowed money from their father, where the father died while the loiva was still alive. So they could have collected with the star from the loiva. Well, it's loiva, but if the borrower died while the father is still alive, there's already a shvua requirement. They can't get out of that. They not a moirish shvua labana. It was a requirement for the father, but you can't be moirish that requirement of shvua to the children. Rabbi Senshweit Yisrael's Rababa. Where do we see that? A person chapped a piece of silver from his friend. Asla kamed Ravami. Yosef Ravava kamei. Ravava was sitting in front of Ravami. I see chadasadim mechatev chatvaminei. The one who claims that a piece of silver was taken from brought one aid that the guy grabbed it from him. So Amr Lahu in. So the guy who grabbed it says, yeah, I grabbed it. Chatvi, but vididi chatavti, but it belonged to me. How Ravami didn't know how to adjudicate it. Name Zil Shalem. If we tell the guy who chapped it to pay leka trei savi, there's no 280 that saw him steal. Nifter, if we say don't do anything, But ikechad sada, there's one aid. Maybe the one aid is enough to make the guy take a shvua that he didn't grab it. But kiven damer michtav chadfi, he did grab it. So, and if he grabbed it, it doesn't belong to him. Avalei kegazlan, and then he would not be able to take a shvua. So it's a conundrum. Amalei Rav Abba, havi mechuyev shvua v'enya. It's a case where he's mechayev shvua, but then yachol ishava, because of this technical reason he can't take it. So he has to give it back. This shita seems to make sense. The Tani Ravami. And the lo ben ayorsh. Now, what does this mean? Some guy inherited something, and somebody's claiming that it belongs to him. And mona lavicha biyad avicha, that your father owed my father $100. So you have to return it to me. I admit to 50, but not the other. Malihu, mali avu. So they're both going to be mixes. And why shouldn't he take a shvuah? You owe me $100, and Omerle, no, I know about 50, but I don't know about the other 50. So in that case, if the father had tainted that, he would take a shvuah. So Itzrich kol lemifter gabi yorshin. So I need a pasuk to teach me that the yorshin don't. But if you're going to tell me in that situation the father also kol gabi lamali, what do we need a kol gabi yorshin lamali? Why would I need a pasuk to say yorshin don't have to do it? The Rabu Shmuel I Shvuas Hashem my kadosh. What do they darshan when it says Shvuas Hashem beineihem? Mi boy lelich the time. Shim ben Tarfon Oimer Shvuas Hashem tia ben Shneim Alamed she'ashvuah chal al Shneim. That if there was a false oath, the oynish is on both of them, on the one who took the oath and the one who made him take the oath. Shimon ben Tarfon Oimer Azar le oikev acher noyef minayin. Somebody helps an adulterer. There's a special law. Talmud Omer lo tina, and we read it lo tani. Don't create a situation where a person can commit adultery. By the meraglim, vateragnu be'oalechem. What does that mean? Shimon ben Tarfon Oimer. You toured the land, and you made it ugly in the tent of Hashem. Then it says on Anar Gadol Nahar Pras, Shimon ben Tarfon Oimer. The Euphrates is not the biggest river. Krav Lagabe Dehina Videin. Since the Euphrates is near Eretz Yisrael, we call it Nora Gadol. Vera Bishmuel Tana, Eved Melech Kemelech. Like the servant of the king in the Euphrates, all the waters of Eretz Yisrael flow into it. So the servant of the king is like the king. Then V'achen v'nial pinkoso, that you told the grocer to give your workers food, and now he kept the balance. You have to pay him. But the workers claim they never took. So the Chenveni takes a shvuah that he gave, and the Poalim take a shvuah that they didn't get, and the Baal Bayis has to pay. Tanya Marebi, Torech shvuah zulama. Why do we need a shvuah here? Let only one side take a shvuah, and the other guy pays. Because they each have to take a shvuah to the Baal Bayis. So they both have to pay in order to make the Baal Bayis feel okay, that they're not tricking him. Did Rebbe accept from Rabbi Chia this halach or not? Olo kiblamine. Toshma, the Tanya Rebbe Oimer, Po'alin Ishbain Lechenveni. The worker has to take a shvuah that the Chenveni never gave him food. The misa lebalabayis, but if you're correct, it should say they take a shvua to the balabayis. Amar Rava, poyal nishbin lebalabayis, the ma'amid chenveni. The workers take a shvua to the balabais in the presence of the storekeeper, so that they'll be embarrassed if they're lying. Itmar. You have two groups of Eidim and they're contradictory. One of them is lying. So can we rely on these Eidim by another case? Each one came separately, then it's not proven that one of them is a shakron. But Rav Chizda Omer Bahadi Sadi Shakri Lamali. We have to puzzle both of them because both of them could be lying. Now, if you had a case where you had two opposite Eidim, and then they came to testify, Shnei Malvin, Shnei Lovin, Shnei Shtaros. One group of Eidim are signed on one star, and the others on the other star. So, Hainut Pluktayu, this is this machlokas. According to Rav Huna, the two stars are ksherim, because each one testified separately. But according to Rav Chizda, both are puzzle. Now, if they were testifying Malva Veloiva Shnei Shtaros, there's only one borrower and one lender, but two shtaros. So Yad Bala Shtar La Tachtona. The one who has the star does not have a good hand, because one of them is puzzle. So the Malva can only collect the lesser amount of the two shtaros. Shnei Malva Veloiva, two lenders and one borrower, Shnei Shtaros. So Hainu Masnisa. That's our Mishnah. Because you have two claims that are opposite each other. And they're each coming to claim from one guy. And each one can't puzzle the star of the other. Shnei love, and if you have two borrowers, Umal ve'echad, or Shnei shtaros mai, what would be the din? So teku. The more ends with teku. Okay. Stop here.
Okay, so tomorrow.
We have one more blot to finish.